everybody. So today is Saturday. That means it's time for family movie night. And today we are celebrating Christmas. It's Christmas weekend. And we are doing so by talking about one of my favorite recent holiday rom-coms. And you know that I watch tons of these every year for Hallmarkies podcast. And so when I say one is one of the best, I really know what I'm talking about. And today we're talking about Well Suited for Christmas. This aired on Lifetime channel last year, and immediately, as soon as I saw it, I immediately wanted to tell everybody about it. I think it's one of the best rom-coms I've seen in years. I absolutely love basically everything about it. It is so strong, and we're going to talk about it. You can tell that it's a movie that I really loved because as soon as it aired, I immediately contacted my friends over at Lifetime and said, I want to talk to everybody involved. Then I ended up having Mercedes de la Zerda on the podcast, and that was amazing. And then later on, we had Franco, and then I had the writer on and Wendy Stewart, and that was amazing. And yeah, it was just so good. So let's talk about it a little bit. So the basic plot of this movie is you have a designer named Rachel Roca who gets the chance to be part of this kind of charity auction, basically, where she has to design a tuxedo, a suit for this techno billionaire guy, kind of like a Mark Zuckerberg sort of type guy. But the catch is this guy, he named Brett Stone, which I think was a great name. Brett Stone, he only wears black. And that's his thing. He's like Simon Cowell that way, only wearing black. And so it makes it hard for her to make a tuxedo for him, a suit for him, because he only wears black. And so at first, like, he's kind of surly, he's kind of tough, but of course, they spend more time together. They start to have those sparks. And I think that the romance was so well done in this movie. I especially love particular scenes like when they first kiss in the movie. There are 3 kisses in this movie, which is really a lot for this kind of movie. And the first kiss that they have is so swoon worthy. And when she first gives him this like boutonniere thing, he's like, do I have to wear that? And they're so good. And then later on, I absolutely love the second kind of main kiss after they've been out, and he wants to walk her to her door, and she's like, I can do fine all by myself. And he's like, I know you can. And he says, maybe I just like looking at you, which I think is such a swoon-worthy line. And I think that Franco is so good for this genre because he's so handsome, he's so drop dead, but he's also very like sweet, and he's not cocky really at all. And so he's perfect for this kind of role. He's sweet, he's tender. He has this backstory. This character, he was in foster care, and that's the only reason he's doing this whole competition. This whole thing is because it'll benefit foster care. And but he wants to help Rachel, and he just gets more and more kind of attached to Rachel. He's really attracted to her, and their chemistry is just absolutely amazing. I also really like the dynamic between Rachel and her parents, and also the dynamic between Franco and her parents as well, because he never really had a parents, and they become kind of attached, and that's sweet. And then there's also this young man who he's sort of mentoring, and named DeMario, and that whole relationship is really sweet. And he ends up wearing a suit that Rachel designed. Even scenes where they're just like trying on the clothes and doing the fittings are just done so well. And the movie is so done up for Christmas. Christmas fans will really love it. The way they decorate her office, the way that they decorate the city, and just everything is so swoon worthy and romantic. And these two have such good chemistry, and the dialogue is so good, and you really feel for these characters. And I think that Mercedes is a really wonderful lead. After the scene of maybe I just like looking at you, when she comes into her apartment and she's just like, oh my gosh, she's so good at that moment. I love that scene. I love this whole movie. I think it is so well done, so romantic. It's got such great leads. It's such a good story. It's got heart. It's everything you could want in a Christmas romance. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. The scene at the end where they're dancing and he says that he's sorry for not trusting her. and that, if she can be patient with him, it's just so swoon worthy and so good. And yeah, I have yet to show this movie to somebody that hasn't enjoyed it. It is such a good romantic comedy. So if you like romantic comedies, if you like Christmas movies, I think this one is totally worth checking out. Well suited for Christmas. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's great. So let me know what you think of this movie. And you can see my interviews with Franco and with Mercedes and with Wendy, the writer. And I just loved it. So I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you check out everything over Hallmarkies podcast. Got all the rom-com coverage, all of the holiday coverage. And please check out the Patreon. I would really appreciate that support in the new year. And also the merch store. You get all kinds of fun designs, including hashtag animation junkie shirts. And I'm an animation girl and I'm a Hallmark girl. Please take a look at that. And thanks again so much. And we'll talk to you all next week. Bye, everyone.